bait has taken a seat at the table of champions.
Woo! Golly, look at that. My biggest one of the tournament so far. An OG Slim.
With its deeply rooted Balsa origins, how do you build on success? Make it bigger? Better?
Started off with Slim, but the next bait in that lineup is Tiny, OG Tiny. Tiny! Oh, dude, that's a big one.
Compact power and a proven Balsa bait. OG Tiny.
You don't think big ones will eat little bitty stuff? Look at that. Gone. That's how you can tell that you got the right bait.
A new line has been drawn in the sawdust.
Definitely had the good fortune of getting to work with Rapala on the OG series. This is a series of baits that have been something that I've wanted or needed, honestly, for a long time with Rapala. It really does blow me away because I look at the history, you know, coming from where it did, from Lori Rapala carving out that original minnow. Nobody matches the quality that Rapala does day in and day out. I know that what I've got tied on the end of my line is unique to me in that particular situation. OG Tiny is I would call it a small profile. Circuit board bill, flat-sided 4-foot diving bait. Very similar to Slim in a lot of ways. The line tie being in the nose of the bait, and it makes the bait more natural, more subtle to keep the action tight. As it just has a nice little quiver to it. My desire with that bait is to get an action very similar to that of a shad rat and just have it in a little bit different profile, a little bit different package. And that's what that flat-sided bait does so very well. You get a little bit of roll, you get a little bit of wiggle, you're able to get them to bite on that little finesse crankbait called OG Tiny. That fish was up shallow on that little point. Just easing that little bait along. Just a soft bite. And that's a lot of times on that little finesse crankbait, that's the way those bites will be. And that's the benefit of that bait. It's really lightweight. So that bait, it doesn't give the fish a lot of leverage to be able to throw it out. VMC number 5 short shank hybrid trebles tied on, and you're gonna be using exactly what I'm using. Where I live, they feed on shad, they feed on crawdads, they feed on bluegill. Throw something that looks like one of those three, probably gonna be a good chance you're gonna be able to catch fish on it. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm throwing a crawdad colored crankbait. It's early in the year. They feed on shad all the time, but once those crawdads start coming back out in the spring, a crawdad colored crankbait is definitely hard to beat. We've got 19 colors coming in Tiny, and it's honestly a star-studded mix, such as live river shad. I mean, an excellent clear water color. The 5 newest pro-inspired colors, such as citrus, root beer, chartreuse root beer, but we've also got 5 brand new ones that are coming out in Tiny. That Coosa Special, that is a color that can be a dynamite one. It's a lot of colors to choose from, and the great thing with that, everybody's gonna find something in there that they like. Dude, that fish stomped it. I switched up colors. There's one. Got another one.
Oh, yes. Good night.
I mean, I don't just throw the bait out and just reel it straight back in. I'm gonna reel it, I'm gonna give the rod tip just a little twitch here and there, especially if I feel it come across something that feels a little bigger than other stuff down there along the bottom. Making contact with wood, making contact with rock, whether that's big rock or gravel, that's definitely what you want to do with this bait. Not only do the fish feel that vibration, but it also makes just a little bit of sound, and I think that they definitely key in on that. And I really feel like that circuit board lip makes a different sound, ticking those rocks.
There he is. I've literally thrown it 6 times and caught a bass. I just caught one. Let's go home. Oh, another one. Another one. Oh, pretty good one too. 8 cast and caught 2. How many you want to try to get yourself some? If you got any you can spare, brother, can you let a brother hold about 4 or 5 of them? Just hold them. You ain't got to give them to me. Just let me hold them.
Something you can do with a bait that has as natural of an action as what this one does is you're able to catch those really aggressive fish as well as the ones that are really, really hard to catch. They don't want to feed on it right now. There's a lot of shad in here. There's a lot of real stuff. You can tell by the gut on that little dude. I want something that's going to work all the time. It's fun fighting them on that spinning tackle. A little medium light action rod, braided line. Got it pinned in there pretty good. Just easing that bait along, bouncing it. Bass live, all across this country. So something that's going to catch them from coast to coast, north to south. They are in here everywhere. You got one? But I'm able to put this bait in my boat and use it in so many different situations. Dynamite matchup, the eyeball, the bait dot, everything about that. I'm very fortunate to be on the point of this spear, making the very best bass baits with Rapala for you all to go out and catch more fish with.